and thank you very much for tuning in. I, of course, am Rotype. Welcome back to Cedar Valley Redux, where in between episodes, I decided to revamp just a little corner of that industrial area in Southside that I was not happy with. And I got a very helpful comment from Be Bout Business. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Thank you very much for watching. And thank you for your comment. He said on the last episode to possibly fill the empty space between the warehouses and the rails with abandoned railway tracks. And I thought that was a fantastic idea. And as you can see here, this is what I've come up with. I pretty much just filled in this area with train tracks, as you saw in the time lapse, and then just dirtied them up. I put this grass around, I put some dirt. And then I was looking at what I wanted to do with this kind of other space. I didn't want to have this whole area just be tracks because there'd be a lot of them. And there already is quite a deal of them, quite a lot of them. So I placed this kind of freestanding, station cargo loading area thing. And then decided next to that should be asphalt. But I didn't want to plant. I didn't want to draw in just kind of the plain old asphalt pavement like you can see over here. And unfortunately it does this when I zoom out. When I zoom in, you can see that I've just coated these things with the damaged decals that Redux has made. And I think this looks great. I mean, you kind of coat them with the damaged, and then there are some ruined decals as well that Redux has also made that use the map theme. So I believe they're called map theme decals. There's a whole pack of them. So obviously one of them is ruined, and it copies the ruined texture and turns it into a decal, which is really nice because it will sit here on top of some of these other decals and let me then put in some of this grass and turn this whole area into, just as you can see, just this damaged and, unkempt, grass growing everywhere kind of space. Now, I went ahead and put a few of these train cars in here. I'm unsure how I feel about them. I do want train cars in here because obviously it's kind of a ruined, abandoned train area. So I feel like there should be some cars here. But some of these seem just a little too nice. I mean, not that they're super nice or anything, but they look obviously exactly like the ones that are functioning, especially these box cars. They don't really seem too mucked up in any way. So I was looking and I don't see anything on the workshop as far as kind of dismantled or ruined train cars the same way I believe it's Squigglehausen made the ruined airplane pack. So unfortunately we don't have any ruined train pack, but I can kind of, with the combination of the grass, I think it works decently well. Again, some of these I might get rid of, like these are a little saturated. This color is pretty bright. And there's no kind of overlying scuff. Like some of these are Avanias, I believe, have this kind of dirt and smudge and scuff on them that make it a little bit better for the abandoned area. But like I said before, these, especially again, this one, it looks fine if you're making a train, but if you're kind of trying to pretend it's abandoned, it's too clean. So I'll leave them there for now, but that I might revisit that and maybe try to nudge some mod makers into helping me out and making some abandoned, worn down train cars. So that is what I did over there. And then again, I just kind of copied this pattern over here with the dirt and the smudges. And really it's the damaged decals and the ruined texture decal. So as you can see, I just kind of carried this in, and I think this works a lot better to kind of connect these areas. You can see, this may have used to have been a train depot, and now it's disused, but it still kind of connects everything together a little bit more than if it used to when it was just all of this dirt texture. So again, unfortunately, if I zoom out too far, the decals all fade out and all you get is the surface painter, which is a little unfortunate, but I'll try not to do that too much. And in addition, really where this is probably going to bother me the most is if I'm doing cinematics and they flicker in and out. So I'll try really careful when I'm making my cinematics not to have that happen. All right, without further ado, let's jump into what we are working on today. And you might wonder what I'm doing way out here getting, like 8 frames per second. But today we're going to spend quite a bit of time kind of moving around the city and doing some higher level things because this episode is going to be, I think, the first in which we really start getting some public transit done. Now, I don't think I'm going to be able to fit it all in this episode. So this episode, I want to focus on the bus system. So I mentioned this, maybe even 2 or 3 episodes ago, but I did put the bus depot here in this area of the warehouse district. So we have that, and I kind of detailed it in a little bit. I don't remember how much of this was on time lapse or not, but I tend to go in and just detail things when I don't have time to record, but enough time to just play around. But we do have our bus depot now. So I'm going to finally go in and lay some bus lines. That would be on the bus tab, because actually for not having any public transit at all in this city, our traffic is not doing too bad. So if I suppose I could pull up the traffic menu. What is that? This one here. And yeah, so it's going to have all kinds of red spaces. And this one, yeah, okay. So this area is a little bit bad, but that's mostly industry. And the rest of these, I mean, it's red and there are a bunch of cars, but it's not like awful. Here, yeah, okay. I guess it's a little busy here, but this is a main road. And see, this one, it's red, but I don't see too many there. This has always been kind of the hard hit part where this highway just dumps out. So if we take a look here, I suppose we might be able to use the tool. I don't really use this tool very much, but let's see. Yeah, this tool is sort of kind of helpful, but it's hard to really tell. But it looks like it's, by and large, I'm going to guess, private vehicles that are using this. So our public transit, to include buses, should help us out a lot with that. Let's go back to our traffic here. Yeah, so, it's busy, but if I turn on simulation a little bit, you see it moves. It's busy, but it moves. So I'm kind of proud of that fact that, even without public transit, we don't do half bad. But it could always be improved. So let's go ahead and get out of this menu, go back to our transit menu. And like I said, we already have the depot. So at this point, we kind of just need to work on some bus lines. Now, I think the first one I want to do, probably guessed it, is right here on Ralston Avenue. This is almost kind of becoming our main downtown street where everybody wants to go. So let's just give it a bit of a bus line. Of course, we can't do stops on the bridge. I suppose we could with, I believe Bloody Penguin made a mod for that, but I don't think there's really a need for that. So we're just going to stop every, 2-3 blocks. The Sims in this game are willing to walk pretty far. So I'm not going to worry about packing these stops in. But this is where now, I thought that was a texture glitch until I realized that's a airline marker. That freaked me out for a second. So we're working into our residential area now. Now, this is unfortunate that it's going to have to do some kind of weird loop, which I guess, happens in real life, but I don't like it. But the interesting thing about the way we've laid out the city so far is that it's not just in segments. There's not a residential only area, and then down the road is the commercial only area. So you're going to have Sims kind of moving about all over the place, which I think is why, we have some traffic problems, but they're not anything crazy out of control. Because if I pull open the zone here, you'll see, the Sims here that work in commercial or shop at commercial are going to go here or here. And if you live over here, you're going to go to those commercial areas. There's a lot of work or, office area in here that people will have to kind of commute into. But especially, again, once we get out in here in Avanton, you live in here, you work there, you go to the shop there. So the biggest issue with traffic really, I think, is the cargo trucks, but bus lines aren't really going to help us out with that. So we've got our first line here. Now, this is the first time I am using the new, whatever feature they called it, the increased public transit feature of the mass transit patch. Let's see how well we can do with this. Although, frankly, I don't remember if I still have the improved public transit mod, so we might be dealing with that as well. So let's see. This is the Ralston Avenue bus line, so we'll just call it, let's give it a number. Make up a number 101, sure. 101 Ralston Ave. There we go. And I don't really care, day and night, fine. I'm not going to mess that much. Oops, that's not what I wanted. I want to change the color. Well, let me change the color. There it is. I don't know, let's give it like a darker blue. And actually what I want to do before things get out of control is I want to find my depot. Here it is. Oh, I don't have the bus selector option. I wonder if I can do that from the public transit menu. Where was I here? Transport. If I click on buses, can I... No, I don't want that. I want to edit the actual line. How do I do that? Here we go, this button. Yeah, okay. So this is their new device. But I don't have the option I want. What I was trying to do is tell it not to use the goofy coach buses that are the default. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. We'll go over to the depot, and if I turn on time, let's see, these should be, there it is. Oh, okay, so it picked at least one. So I do have some of these modded buses installed. And yeah, here it is, and you know, MA3-103. I'm not sure where that's, where that's from, but yeah, these, I hate these. They're so, I mean, they're fine for coach buses, but I think for going around cities, at least in an American city, I don't like them at all. But it just occurred to me, I do have another method possibly of getting rid of them. If, here it is, bus. Yeah, here we go. I do not want this vehicle to spawn. Go away. Okay, what is it gonna do to this one? Just gonna let that one go. Now the rest of them should be this. Yeah, all right, good. So now we have buses that actually look half decent. And clearly we don't have the vehicle unbunching feature of improved public transport mod. So hopefully they will work themselves out over time. But let's go ahead and grab another line here and build the next line. So there was Ralston Avenue, and you know what? I don't think it's a bad idea to just kind of go up and down each of these avenues. So this will be Miller Avenue, and this is a good chance to actually check and make sure the automatic naming kept the same name in a proper theme, you know? So every once in a while I've noticed that the street namer will do some kind of weird things. So we'll just check that as we're going down here, at least on the avenues, kind of the backbone of the city. We'll probably want these near the main intersections with other avenues. A couple blocks down, another one. This one could be on this side of the road. That's fine. I think we've been leaving 2 blocks in between. Yeah, that'll work. And there we go. Now it's going to have to do again something kind of funny. And we'll just trace it back. And I think, we'll have to come up with some kind of naming scheme. So maybe the odd numbered routes are the ones going, well, let's see, east-west is kind of, yeah, I mean, we'll call it east-west, call this north-south, unless we have a better, I mean, it's not like we're really going to name anything that way, but whatever this direction is, those get the odd number routes. And let's see, there we go, there, and complete the route. And yeah, so they're going to cross each other in their weird turnaround, but you know what? Actually, we can possibly make use of this. So if it's coming down this way anyway, we can put a joint kind of stop here. So let's see, if how do I want to do this? If it's coming down, I want it to make pretty much right turns until it has to. Oh, this is weird. How did this happen? We're going to have to fix this. We want this to be a 2-lane road with a median. Upgrade, please. There we go. I don't know what that was about, but if I go back to transit, so I want this to make right turns, so I'm going to put a stop. Yeah, that's fine. And then this one can have the same stop. So if you, for some reason, want to make a weird transfer, although this, want to make the left and then a right, or a left and then a right. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, that'll work. Not like it really matters all that much. And then back in transit, we will go to buses. This will be the 105 Miller Ave. Excellent. And we'll give it a different color. Should we stick with kind of a blue? Yeah, that's fine. Maybe a little darker blue. Just make them similar, but not quite the same. All right, next we have, I guess we have this one that does not cross into the warehouse district. And this one goes onto a highway, so maybe we'll do up here this one. So this is Sabrina Street, which I actually want to rename Avenue because it's a big street. So I'm going to go ahead and just change this. Sabrina Avenue. Oops, I could spell. Avenue. Sabrina Avenue. There we go. Now the Sabrina Avenue bus is going to run just like this. We'll probably stop here. And you know, I should... Oop, that's not what I wanted. Back up, back up. There we go. Want to go here, and then, yeah, there we go. Right in front of the little mini garbage depot. Well, yeah, that's fine. We're not going to look that closely. I do like how this is making this yellow curb. That's kind of neat. I mean, actually, I think about it, yellow on that side is not exactly where you want, but it's fine. We don't want to stop right in front of the on-ramp. That is a little bit unrealistic, and there's not really enough space, so we'll move it on. Stop on this side in front of the nice plaza we have here, and yeah, they don't need another stop. They can turn around. Again, just the one stop over there. Back over here. Whoops, that's not where I want. I want right across the street. Actually, no, I'm going to do this one down here because I don't want it that close to the on-ramp. And this one, maybe I'll think about that. And let's go in down here. I want to... Is that too close to the on-ramp? And we'll move that there. I don't know why it's going to make that sharp connection. That's not super wise. Going to go ahead and change all of those lanes in one go. That's not what I would have done, but will that work? Good. Okay. So we're going to actually, you know, this one's okay up here. It's just this side that has the on-ramp. And then, okay. Yeah, why? It's doing some weird things with the lanes, but I suppose that's fine. We can deal with that. And yeah, all right, so that one works. We will go ahead. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm looking at this, maybe I'm trying to think about this loop here. So maybe I move this one in a block like this, just to make this loop a little bit more clean. Yeah, that's not bad. And we'll see what we can do over here. Maybe it comes down. Oh, but these are kind of alley streets, and I don't really have a convenient way to connect around. Yeah. I guess we do just kind of put this in. What if I put it in on? Yeah, there we go, like that. So it goes through the alley streets, but doesn't stop on the alley streets. Comes around, stops on Waterside Street, and then moves on. Yep, that'll work. Yep, okay, I like it. Now, let's go back to transport, bus. What was this? Sabrina Avenue. So this will be, let's call it the, we're in the 3 digits, so let's stick with that theme. So we'll call it the 111. Sabrina Ave. Good. And that's a different color blue. That'll work just fine. Close, please. I don't know why this popped up, but we'll close that. Close this. Okay. Believe we have, yeah, 1, maybe 2 more. I might wait on this one until we have kind of finished out this direction. But this one, we can go ahead and do Holmes Avenue. Holmes Avenue. There we go. Oops, wrong button. All right. Holmes Avenue, you're going to start here. And you're just going to march along. We'll do it on this side of the avenue. Here. Down a couple blocks. Yeah, that works. Skip ahead a little bit. Put it there. As you can see, I'm not being super, careful about it, but it'll be fine. Like I said, the Sims walk more than you would think. So I'm going to make them walk. And honestly, I'm kind of curious to see what will happen to our land value, because now that we have bus stops, you can see all the happy faces. So hopefully, I don't really have too much detailing going on in these interior city areas, but hopefully, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I think I wanted to go like this. Yeah, there we go. What was I saying? Hopefully the things I've detailed here, the buildings don't level up and change and cause all kinds of problems, but we'll see what that does. And this one, I forgot the name of the road, which it won't show me. There it is, Holmes Avenue. Holmes Ave. And this one, give just a, I don't know, different kind of blue. There we go. That one will work just fine. All right, so we have our, what we're kind of calling north-south buses. I'm going to take a quick cut and do the other ones, and I'll show you what I have in a minute. All right, well, this parade of buses now has to leave the depot, and I thought this was kind of amusing, so I thought I would show you. This is what happens when you queue up a lot of bus lines all at once and only have one depot. Just a big line of buses that has to get out. So obviously it'll be a little while before the bus lines are actually operational, but in the meantime, I'll go ahead and show you what I came up with as far as the rest of the bus routes. And I'm going to try and do this while the simulation is running, although it might hurt because the frames. But we'll just kind of take it easy and from a bird's eye view, I'll show you what I came up with. So as you might expect, just some pretty even cross-town lanes. I started to pay a little bit more attention to how the roads or how the routes end. So I tried to go with things, where it would make a little bit of sense. Obviously, I haven't detailed this area yet, but maybe a bus is feasible for a bus to kind of go through here and then come around. I like having a stop right in front of the stadium. I feel like that makes a lot of sense. So you'll see that one, and I'll go ahead and pull open the menu here, which unfortunately gives us this kind of annoying color scheme, which I don't really like. Oops. Let's see. So I wonder if I pull open this and close this. Oh, good. All right. So this is exactly what I want to show you. So here, let's see, which one is this? This is the Webb Avenue bus, which I called the 54. We have, I'll get to that one in a minute. Up here, this is the Phillips Boulevard, the 62. Just runs pretty short route for Phillips Boulevard, but it runs right through Folks Quarter, through kind of our projects area, past our, not so nice housing over here. And then it does a little bit of something interesting because I don't know if I've shown this off too much on camera, but I've used one of the next asymmetric roads, or actually this is just a one-way road, obviously, but I've turned it into the asymmetric road, which I think looks kind of cool. You've got two lanes going this way, the one goes off into the on-ramp, and then this is actually a two-way road, but obviously at this point, there's only one lane that's necessary to turn. So the bus will come up here across onto Elizabeth Street, down Webb Street, and again, a stop near the stadium before it heads off back down Phillips Boulevard into Folks Quarter. And let's see, what else have we got? Down here, we have this one is Daffodil Boulevard. So that would be, I didn't give this one a number. Looks like I forgot to give a couple of them a number. So sticking to the even number system, let's just call this, the 68 Daffodil Avenue. This one, pretty simple, just kind of runs down. It does get you around the mall, which is kind of nice. So if you're going to the mall, you get one stop at the front and then one stop at the back. Then you can get back on. You head back into town through Avanton, right in front of I guess not quite, but sort of close to the Snowson complex. One stop in front of the hospital if you need to go to the hospital. And then down. And on this end, it just kind of does this little loop around whatever this wedge triangle shape that we've made here. And I guess you'd get off here if you need to go to Tolson College, or I suppose if you go to college and want to go down to the mall, just hop on the 68 and you'll be there no problem. So the next one over here, right in the heart of Avanton, we have Green Avenue. Let's see if I remembered to give that one a number. I did not. So we'll call this one, the 48 Green Avenue. This one is almost even more simple, just down, around the block and down around the block on this end. I may or may not carry it into whatever we end up doing here, but for now, we'll just stick with that. There is not yet one here, probably because for the most part, I'm going to have to deal with it over here whenever I decide what I'm doing. I think I'm going to probably put an interchange here with the highway. So I don't want the bus dealing with the interchange, so I kind of left this one open for now. But what I did do is make the Waterside Street one, which I will give a number. We'll give this like maybe 110, Waterside Street. And so this one goes around this block and interacts with the Ralston Ave bus, and then pretty much just follows Waterside Street. As you can see, we've got a stop in front of the park here at Mason Gardens, another stop in front of, I believe this is that's the Science Center. This is the Convention Center, maybe? Let's see. Yep, Expo Center, Convention Center. It's the same things, right? Then you come down, another stop in front of the aquarium. Stop here to interact with all of these other buses if you need to make some transfers. Stop for the college. Stop for Boiler Point Park. And then it kind of just cruises down the rest of Oh man, we've got a lot of people waiting for this one. So cruises down the rest of Waterside Street. A lot of people trying to get down Waterside Street. A couple stops here in Folks Quarter. Stop near Padelmo Park, in front of the fire station. And then it actually is a pretty long line. I think this is the longest bus line we have because it continues down Waterside Street all the way down Crescent Strip into the old industrial district. And I do not take it up Harris Boulevard because I want it to be pretty much like Waterside Street only. And it was already a pretty long bus line. So I had to kind of end here, turn through the last kind of corner of the old industrial district, and then turn up and go back. So that is one that is kind of nice. I did fix a little bit of the routing here. You'll see this one does not come all the way down to Waterside Street anymore. It just kind of does this loop. So I suppose if you wanted to transfer onto Waterside Street, you'd probably have to get off probably here and then just kind of walk, not too far. So, and again, like I said before, these Sims are willing to walk. Now, this one I was looking to do something similar, but didn't really work out. I didn't really want it. Well, maybe I'll change my mind here. Do I want it to come in on Sabrina Walker Street to Elizabeth Street? Maybe I do. So let's see if I move this to here. Oh, it's going to do, that's not what I wanted to do. Why would it do that? Oh, because this stop right here. So let's move this stop over to here and see where all these people go. Well, they're going to get on a bus, but where's the bus going to go? Interesting. Oh, so it still has something funny going on. Game handles these routes a little bit oddly sometimes, which is unfortunate. I'm just going to delete that one and take, there we go. This should do it, hopefully. Nope, that's not doing it either. Come on, man, what's your deal? Oh, I see here, this. We'll take this up here to there. There we go. Now it's going to do what I want it to. It's going to go down Sabrina Walker Street, come down, connect here, and then go back up. Good. Okay. So now you have a more direct connection to the Waterside Street bus. And was there anything else? I don't think so. I just kind of cleaned up, like I said, these corners a little bit. But by and large, we'll have to see. We have not really a ton of passengers on any of these. I'm a little bit surprised, although it's possible that we're still dealing with the vehicle bunching issue. I'm going to go ahead into cinematic camera so we get a few more frames. Looks like they're done delivering buses, but I wonder if I go check out one of the bus stops, if they're just going to be bunched all up next to each other. Here's one. Nobody else. Oh, there's another bus. Let's check. Oh, apologize for that frame. Yeah, so there's another bus here. How's this bus doing? I wish it would let me click. There we go. 8 passengers. Okay. And your buddy's coming up right behind you with 11 passengers. Interesting. And yet we have who knows how many people waiting to go the other direction, but oh well. Well, I'm sure it will help. Let's see if we can view any kind of effect on traffic at all. Not really. So I think the next thing, as far as transit's concerned, to really help us out with traffic will probably be getting the subway built, because the subway we're not restricted to the avenues that we already have built, and we really just kind of cut through in directions that people are trying to go. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to do that in the next episode because I am running out of time. I unfortunately have several work trips coming up, so I will maintain my schedule, but we're going to have a bit more of these live episodes where I don't have to do quite as much production to get the episodes out. So I hope you enjoyed, like always. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Like I said, even though I get busy, I'll make sure to have an episode out every single Saturday. I hope you join me. Until then, my name's been Rotype, and I'll see you next time.